Hi, fellow Vitalians. I hope you're all doing well. I enjoyed the first 2 months of Vitalia with you. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but thanks for the invitation to present ImmuneAGE Bio. I'll share our slides with you. So ImmuneAGE Bio, we are working on rejuvenating the immune system with the first platform for immune rejuvenation. So we target the hematopoietic stem cells in the bone marrow. The hematopoietic stem cells, HSCs, give rise to all of the various immune cell types that fight infection and cancer and govern regeneration throughout the body. And they're stored in your bone marrow, and they're the most proliferative cell type in the whole body, the HSC. Some research that really impressed me some years ago was that you can take young bone marrow and transplant into an old mouse, and the old mouse lives about 1/3 longer, and it slows aging in every way that we look, including enhances cognitive function. So what if we could do something similar in humans? So you're probably familiar with the bone marrow transplant procedure. You isolate HSCs from a donor, which is today done through a peripheral mobilization. It's an outpatient procedure. It takes a couple hours. You're hooked up to an apheresis machine. It's non-invasive. And then the donor, the recipient in the traditional bone marrow transplant setting has low-dose chemotherapy to eliminate and ablate their existing bone marrow. And then they receive the infusion of the new HSCs and they get a new immune system that's a carbon copy of the donor. In our paradigm, we don't actually do step two. You don't need to eliminate your existing immune cells. We just take out some of your HSCs, rejuvenate them, and put them back. So this is what the procedure looks like. We isolate the HSCs by peripheral mobilization. It's a simple injection. It moves some of your HSCs into your bloodstream. This is routinely done every day all over the world. We isolate the HSCs as well as other cells like T cells. We expand by 1,000-fold with our proprietary method. We rejuvenate ex vivo outside of the body in a petri dish with our proprietary small molecule cocktails. We bank the HSCs for later because no one's getting any younger. You may want them in the future. And we reinfuse them as needed to boost immune function or to treat specific diseases. So at ImmuneAGE, we built a platform with two pillars. One is stem supply. The other is age screen. Stem supply, we can achieve 1,000-fold expansion of HSCs, which is the world record. The number of HSCs is always the limiting factor in the bone marrow transplant setting. In age screen, we look at the hallmarks of aging, the molecular drivers of the aging process, to find molecules and cocktails that rejuvenate those cells. We've also developed a computational platform to look at various omics methods, including single-cell RNA-seq, and we apply a deep learning algorithms, and we can classify with high accuracy young, old, and rejuvenated HSCs, which helps us identify new medicines. Our pipeline looks like this. In the lead, we have an orally available small molecule, a pill, that rejuvenates immune cells mediated by mitophagy and mitochondrial biogenesis. There are many applications of a therapy that rejuvenates the immune system across the board, including respiratory tract infections, which is the fourth leading cause of death globally. We also have our HSC expansion method, which applies to the bone marrow transplant setting, and our HSC rejuvenation cocktails. So a bit about our team. Lucky to have this team around the table. We have over 100 years combined expertise in drug discovery, some world leaders in immune aging. I've previously launched 3 longevity biotech companies with over $500 million equity value in the last 5 years. The team's worked at various top research institutions, pharmas, biotechs, venture funds, etc. Some of our scientific co-founders, Professor Nicola Vanini in Lausanne, Switzerland. He's a world expert in cancer metabolism and HSC biology. Adam Wilkinson, a professor at Oxford University, who's the world expert in HSC expansion technology. He's dedicated his whole career to it. My own background, I've been in the LongBio field for 10 years now or more. I'm a scientist by training. I've been at a bunch of top research institutions. I helped launch a venture fund called Apollo Health Ventures as an early employee that is now the largest aging-focused venture fund in the world with 200 million under management. I then founded a company called Samsara Therapeutics, which is based in Oxford, England. It is the most clinically advanced autophagy company in the world. Autophagy is a cellular recycling process that's intimately linked to aging. Then I co-founded Cambrian Biopharma, which is today one of the largest aging-focused companies in the world. We've raised over 200 million. We have 10 assets in the pipeline. And today I help run ImmuneAGE Bio, and I angel invest with 2 partners via Healthspan Capital. We're the most active angel investor in longevity and regenerative medicine. Some of our rock stars on the team, Stefan, Louis, Ryan, Siham, Alexandra, and Nick, they bring experience in biotech and big pharma. Our advisory board, they have illustrious backgrounds, don't have time to get into the details. I'll call out Thomas Ebeling, former CEO of Novartis, one of our investors, as well as Joseph Christensen, who was leading stem cell programs at Novo Nordisk, who's also an investor. So we partner with these different institutions, Oxford, University of Lausanne, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an interesting one because we get 50% cash back on all R&D spend. So if we spend 10 million, we get 5 million cash back at the end of the year, every year. It's one of the best kept secrets in the R&D world, this incredible subsidy. Some of our papers in Nature on the HSC expansion method. What clinical indications will we pursue? I mean, there are a lot that you can go after with rejuvenating the immune system, so we call it a pipeline in a pill. Eventually, everybody on Earth would be eligible, all of us would be eligible to rejuvenate our immune system periodically, like a tune-up. But in the near term, we're going after respiratory tract infections, which are the fourth leading cause of death globally and neglected. Another is patients receiving chemo, and you get chemotherapy, it kills your fast-dividing cells, including your HSCs. And so we can bank the HSCs before you get the chemo, the cells dodge the bullet, and then we reinfuse them, restoring the function of your immune system post-chemo, as well as bone marrow transplant, vaccine response in the elderly, and many other applications. Another one that we like is turbocharging T-cell therapy, which is a very hot area in pharma today. So in conclusion, the long-term vision is the immune system reboot, where every, say 5 years after a certain age, you come in, you get a refresh or a tune-up on your immune system. It's a quick outpatient procedure. We expand the HSCs, rejuvenate them, reinfuse them into the bloodstream, and they home into the bone marrow. They know where to go. It's quite amazing. And so the analogy is the ship of Theseus, this Greek myth about the concept of continuity, where you replace some wood in the ship. When do you declare you have a new ship? That's what we aim to do, is to gently replace the immune system over time. So to conclude, we've seen the power of harnessing the immune system in T and NK cell therapy, but that's when the immune system's already failed due to aging usually. So by targeting the HSCs, which create all of these other immune cell types, we're intervening at the root cause. In addition, we have plans to partner with various groups in the Prosper ecosystem, the GARM Clinic, Pristine Regenerative Medicine, BioXTech, to bring this therapy to patients rapidly. In addition to pursuing the FDA EMA route through the legacy countries, we want to start offering these therapies to patients as soon as possible within Prospera. So the pharmaceutical industry is not bringing cures to patients fast enough, so we need to turbocharge the rate of medical progress for patients globally. And so we invite you to come with us on that journey. And thank you very much for your attention. Feel free to get in touch on LinkedIn or send me an email. Cheers. Have a nice day.